One of the first things we did here was put a fence around the entire property. What they had here originally was fences around all the little garden areas, so the deers would stay out of the little garden areas. By putting a fence around the entire property, we were able to take out all those little interim fences and just open things wide open.
I've always been interested in Japanese and Chinese gardening. It's just something that I just love. Everywhere we go, we look and see, is there a Japanese garden here? And if so, we'll go explore it and look at it. I just think the tea houses and the pagodas and all of the things that they put into their environment look natural and beautiful. I don't even write down what I want to build. I don't make a materials list. I don't do anything. I just start building it. And I usually do it within a day or two. It's done. I know in my mind what I want to see, and so I just make it happen.
We're always on the lookout for the art pieces, the statuaries. We've been to the Northwest Flower and Garden Show in Seattle lots and lots of times, and there is a couple of vendors there that bring some authentic Chinese stuff, and we've put a lot of that into our yard.
Yeah, and I had to pack these things downstairs and across the streets and to the parking garage and into the cars, and so it was quite a challenge.
Authentic Asian art is heavy.
Yeah. I wanted to create an environment that makes me happy and where I feel comfortable and relaxed. I love water. I like the flow of water, the sound of waterfalls, and so I added those. I also love turtles, so I designed and built a small turtle pond so that I could raise them and watch them. Created lots of places to sit and just relax and enjoy the nature around me. When we find plants or shrubs or trees that we really like, we'll go and plant them in a certain area, and oftentimes we'll move them 2 or 3 times before we find the exact place that we want them to be. Sometimes we'll leave them in a pot so that we can move them easier, but most of the time I end up digging them up and moving them till I feel that it's the right spot. I think I've gotten the place to where I don't want to expand anymore at all. Just the maintenance on what I've done so far is going to keep me busy until I retire. And then when I retire, I'll probably need help. So that's what I'm looking at. But I also know that I have a place that I really enjoy being. There are many places where I can sit and watch the sunset and listen to the frogs and watch the birds and look at the turtles and hear the sound of the waterfalls and just be happy.
But it's fun. This is stuff we like to do.
It's what I love to do.
Yeah, we don't even want to go on vacation. This is vacation stuff for us.
If I could, I would do this all the time. And be happy about it.
I had a restaurant in Winthrop for about 12 years. And when I sold my restaurant in Winthrop, I had a lot of free time on my hands. On my bucket list was a pottery class. So I took a pottery class and it was pretty addicting. And I did wheelwork to start out with. But when I moved to Lopez, I just wanted to do something a little different. I liked stamping things into clay. My family was in the soap business for years and years and years. I wanted to capitalize on their success, and so I started making these little trays to go with the soap. But I took that idea, the impressions in the clay, and turned it into, what I do now with the plates and the platters. I make things as big as I can get in the kiln. Great big oval platters with handles, with really fun stuff on them. And there's not always a story that goes in the platter. It's just whimsy. It's all just fun stuff. And I started selling stuff, and people were buying it. So very enthused with that. Said, okay, this is good. I can keep going. I can keep going and building up my inventory. And so, yeah, it's been a really fun time. The way it works is you start out with a 25-pound bag of clay, and you cut a piece off, and I've got a slab roller. You roll it out, you roll it out, you roll it out till you get the thickness you want, and usually it's less than 1/4 inch. You smooth it all out, both sides. Then you put your roller to it or your stamps to it. And either I'm going to form it into a cylinder or I'll lay it into a form. It dries for about a week. Then you fire it once and it turns into something that looks like a terracotta pot. Then you glaze it, and that's a matter of, for me, it's putting an underglaze on and wiping that off. And the glaze sticks into the pattern, and then you put another color over the top of that. And so the pattern shows through because of that underglaze. And you fire it, so you fired it 2 times. Because I've got this pattern here, I put the one color in here and wiped it off, and some of that color stays in the pattern. And so when you put the second color on, it makes that pattern pop, it makes that pattern show. Colors are very funny. Red clay and white clay can result in completely different things. These 2 items, same glaze. You'd never guess that. Because it's red clay, you get the brown. Because it's white clay, you get the green. You can find my stuff online. I've got www.dragonfly-studios-online.com. And I also sell at Farmers Market, May through September, here in Lopez, and at Chimera Gallery, downtown Lopez. And that's there all year round.